Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the TURs and specifically the TURs that have not easy aid. So only TURs that have not easy aid at all, just your standard TURs. And we're going to talk about which ones I think are the best and yeah, basically get a good feel for them. So obviously there are going to be points for discussion. I think whenever people like to talk about which units are the best, I think immediately everyone starts to have opinions, and I think that's the beauty of the game. There's nothing wrong with having opinions on the units in the game. That's half the joy of the game. Which unit is better, which category is better. I don't think tier lists are a bad call as content. I just find that sometimes people take them way too seriously. How could you have this unit at number 1 and this unit number 2? The difference between number 1 and number 2 can almost be non-existent. They could even be in the same tier of unit. Like, to be so upset about where a unit is at because of their rating is really silly. So I like to try to group units together. That's why generally my top 10 lists are more like 14 to 15. You'll more than often see that happen than you will see me have like a pure top 10. And I think that's fine. Like, I think really if you're going to argue about that, it's entirely up to you. And I think your opinion obviously matters, but hey. So I've arranged some of the units that I think are really, really good. Obviously non-easy aid, super duper important factor when we're talking about these units. And I don't want to diminish any unit, but I do want to also talk about some that I think are honorable mentions. So first, let's just talk about what does it mean to be a good TUR. So super briefly, for me, the big merits are leader skill, super important. Personal performance, super important. Enabling a team, super important. A great example is Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He is a really good unit. He also sports Accelerated Battle, well, is the leader for Accelerated Battle and Majin Buu Saga. Majin Buu Saga, super crucial team. Accelerated Battle, he's a super crucial unit. His personal performance, excellent. His kit, excellent. The way he functions, slightly limited. Needs a couple conditions to make him work. This, for me, is situational. So, it is what it is. Same with a lot of these units. There will be certain conditions that may or may not limit them. So let's talk mainly about... Let's start at the top. A lot of the times I start at the bottom. Let's start at the top. Buhan, 100% at the top right now. The latest release, yes. Daima has not yet released by the time this video comes out, I hope. But Daima has not yet released, so this list is a tiny bit early. But yes, Buhan is currently at the top, and for me is the best TUR of 2024. He is limited in that he doesn't have a lot of categories, but his team and everything about him functions at an incredibly high, amazing rate that I think is incredibly good. He's great on the Martian Power team, and he's just an exceptional unit. Next, for me, personally, yes, okay, I get it, blah blah blah, people aren't gonna like it. I still like Vegeta. I just like Vegeta. I like his leader skill. I like how he works. I think he's super simple. I think he's easy to use. I think his link set is great. I think he is awesome. Has his team got as many buffs as it needs? No. Could there be a renaissance for him with the 10th anniversary? Yeah, possibly. If there's a Cell Saga situation developing there, I 100% think Vegeta could work his way really way high up. But I think he works at a good level, an easy level. He's super chill to incorporate teams with, and I just like him. I like that aspect of him. He's not hard to make things work. And for me, that's something you can't discount. Look, he even works with this Vegeta, so it's one of those things that for me is just so crucial. Next, we're gonna have Boo and then Goku. I already know I'm gonna get a comment. Okay. Look, the distance between these three is like 0.5%. If you did this, okay, I wouldn't care. I would say, cool, man, that's actually a really cool list. It is irrelevant to me, the positions between these units. I think there's a gap between Wuhan and the rest. But I think you could do this and you'd be right. Like, I just don't have that big an inclination. I separate them for the purposes of the video, but the difference between them is very small. Boo, for me, because of Buhan, yes, in essence, and also because of link sets, healing, incorporation, and functionality, I think Boo provides more to the team. It's weird to say, because when they came out, I definitely didn't like Boo as much, but having got a dupe in Boo, but also having used Boo and the Boo, the Martian Power team more and more, especially with Buhan now, I think Boo's utility is very, very good. He has healing, he has an usher, he has defensive security, he has a revive. He, yes, doesn't do maybe as much damage, but there's so much that he brings the team that's incredible. SS3 Goku, really, really good. No need, I spoke about him basically already, but a fantastic unit, leads fantastic categories, super duper strong, very, very powerful, good damage dealer, good tank for those first early turns, great setup unit for a ton of units on his team, thinks great with a ton of units on his team, incorporates and completes a ton of passives for units on his team. There's nothing really to complain about there. Next, we come to some interesting choices. So there have been a couple releases that I want to just talk about from a functional standpoint, because I think them as units are super duper interesting. So Lord Slug, great. Okay, Lord Slug, great unit. I think awesome unit. Demonic power is getting boosts, so that's going to really help him as well. But I think he is really, really cool. I think they did him well, they designed him well. I wish they had easy-aid the physical Lord Slug, the giant form one, because I think that would have elevated him to a level beyond, like an even greater level, but it's fine. I assume with Daima coming along, they are anticipating a lot of buzz for that category, so maybe they were trying to play it safe. I think he's really awesome. So I don't have much negative to say about him, but I like to talk about these three because they came in like kind of succession, especially for global, and they all so different and such strange categories. Lord Slug, Demonic Power, Vegeta, like more a Namek Saga, and then Master Roshi is a hot mess of a character functionally, but they're all so different in design. Vegeta, so orb dependent, but can be so devastating. Lord Slug, consistency is key, and then Master Roshi, some weird, strange, enigmatic support unit. Should they be here? I don't even know. Because so limited, demonic power is still getting buffs. We don't know where it's going to go, but it's a great category. Vegeta, I think, for me, could easily move down here, just off the basis that Namek Saga is not where it needs to be. But at the same time, like I said, he functions so well on that Vegeta's family team that he's really devastating. And then we have Master Roshi, also equally an amazing unit. So I think for me, what I will say, and I mean this in the nicest way, Master Roshi as a unit is one you really have to accept is not going to be in the top 10 for long. His big caveats are powering Turtle School and Pepe Girls. Pepe Girls, which gets its yearly buff, and for me, he doesn't fit on a lot of other things. He doesn't work on a lot of other teams. He doesn't really function to the best of his abilities on a lot of other teams. So I'm going to push him down. Other people will have him a lot higher up, but I think that alone is something that has to be held against him. I think these two are fine where they are, although I think Vegeta very much, if there were the easy A's included here, would be pushed down quite a bit. Because Vegeta didn't help his category as much as I wanted him to. He, as a unit, is solidarity with orb changing, fundamentally great. But I think there is caveats to him that needed to kind of be addressed that weren't. And I don't know why they didn't address it with the Namek Saga. And I think that's left him not where he should be. For example, if they'd made the Int LR Vegeta Goku super duper top tier, I think this Vegeta would be even further beyond or further up the scale. Next, we can talk about some of these other units and where do they slot in. And I think this is where things get super duper interesting for me. Because, okay, let's talk about probably the units that aren't just gonna make it. So Gohan and Piccolo, Saiyan Saga got a great free-to-play buff. Sorry, but they're just not good enough. They're great, but they're just not there. Demon King Piccolo and Goku, I'm gonna do as one. I think have stood the test of time as best as they can. I think both have really impressively lasted as long as possible and still can be used if you've got dupes at a super high level. But they are not the forces that they were. They are more units that just fit on the team now. They're not leading lights for the team. Goku's also one of them. They have their moments where they 100% can shine. I don't discount them being back here if there are certain buffs or supports that come along for them. But yeah, for now they're down here. Next we have Frieza and Rose. I like Goku Rose. Other people don't like him. I like him a lot. Rose's issue and Frieza's issues are simultaneously the same, which is why I've paired them together. Frieza wants to be on a Wicked Bloodline Space Traveling Warriors team. Goku Rose wants to be on a Zamasu Rose dominated Super Bosses team. Both cannot exist in that world. Super Bosses as a team has really dipped probably to like the 4th best extreme team, if even. AGL Broly and has been kicked off like a ton of teams by just all the other Brolys. And Super Bosses has fallen down the ranks. Not that it's a bad team, but there are issues there that need 1 or 2 buffs. Frieza, great unit. Devastating damage dealer. Insane against pure Saiyans. There are magnificent supreme battles where he just goes nuts, sicko mode. And at the same time, just cannot function because team is limited again. So, I mean, he can function, but it's just he's doing so much heavy lifting, and I think that's why both of them have to fall out. As soon as their teams get buffs, they could sneak in past some of these units. I think that would be fine. Next, we have to talk about these three. So, Hirudegarn, for me, comes here, because Hirudegarn has been nerfed to a certain extent by the same reasons, although these units are near the top. His big still benefit that he has is that he is a huge benefit to the Res Warriors team. But on movie bosses and, you know, with like Boo and everything, there's been a drop off to where he was. There was a stage where he was unironically probably the best TUR in the game, or up there, and he was also definitely the best extreme. And then they decided to relentlessly buff Martian Power, then buff movie bosses, then buff Uncontrollable Power, then buff Demonic Power, and he's pushed down, 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 down. Still an amazing unit, but he's just not functioning at the same high level some of these units are. Then we get Toppo, who is an exceptional second slot unit, who can function on specifically a Universe 11 centric USS team. He is so limited, I kind of want to put him here. Like, I kind of want to do this and just have a gap, because he also is, to a certain extent, reliant on USS team, reliant on US 11, reliant on his link set, reliant on all those things coming through to be the unit you want him to be. With that being said, I do think the moment is right, and with the power of USS the way it is, there's enough space or leeway to say that he deserves to be here. SS3 Goku. Controversially, I kind of want to do this, and yeah, look, people are gonna say what they want to say. I think he's cool. I think he has really some cool moments to shine. His leader skill is good, but really, like, where, in the grand scheme of things, is Goku going to fit, and what is he going to do? It's such an interesting conundrum for him, because Goku as like a unit, makes perfect sense. You're like, wow, this unit's great. He makes perfect sense. He's movie heroes, he's the final trump card. But at the end of the day, he realistically is competing with a bunch of high caliber LRs on all of his teams. Final trump card, movie heroes, Super Saiyan 3, yes, I think that's where he shines, but then he's already kind of throwing down hands with his own higher, better rated unit, so it's an interesting position for him. Look, I would do like this, probably, maybe, and leave a gap, and just kind of say that's it for me. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.